For decades, the strategy behind making a successful AAA game was simple: throw money at it. Like, a lot of money. Hire the best people in the industry. Spend 10 years and hundreds of millions of crafting the ultimate experience. Cutting edge graphics, revolutionary motion capture, marketing budgets that rival Hollywood, and enough Dunkin' Donuts to feed a small country. If it was expensive, it was a part of the plan. And honestly, it worked. For a long time, the companies with the deepest pockets made the most popular games. But in the 2020s, something broke out. Warner Bros. Dropped 200 million on a Suicide Squad game. It flopped. Ubisoft reportedly spent over 650 million on Skull and Bones. Have you ever heard of Skull and Bones? Yeah, me neither. No one has. Concord had the budget of a small nation, and it peaked at like 700 players maybe. Not 1000, just 700. AAA gaming is in a full-blown identity crisis because these companies are fighting a war on two fronts. And what's at stake isn't money anymore, it's something more valuable. It's your attention. Let's start with the Eastern Front. AAA games are getting steamrolled by indie games at this point. Indies used to be niche, cult classic played by hardcore players, but now they're everywhere. Take 2024's Little Company for example, or Peak from 2025. One of the top 10 highest selling games on Steam, sitting right next to FIFA, Star Wars, Armored Core. But here's the twist. Little Company was made by one guy, a former Roblox dev in his early 20s working out of his bedroom. He didn't just make a hit, he started a new trend where a wave of indie co-op survival horror games followed, and most of them were wildly successful as well. And then of course there is the elephant in the room, Minecraft. It started as a passion project by a single developer, now the best-selling game of all time. And it's not alone. A surprising number of indie games have cracked the top 100 bestsellers list, something AAA companies should be terrified of. But why? Because it proves this: you don't need 100 million to make a hit game. Sometimes all it takes is one person, a good idea, and a lot of time. You might think big studios don't care about indie games, but you'd be wrong. They care. Because they're not just competing for your money anymore, because they're competing for your time, your eyeballs. You only have so many hours in a day, and every minute spending playing Celeste or Hades or any other indie game is time not spent playing a $70 blockbuster. And why do you think every major gaming showcase is constantly name dropping Hollow Knight Silksong lately? I mean, Switch 2 reveal, boom, it went viral. And the Microsoft handheld, it went viral as well. And they knew what they were doing when they revealed the game while showing these consoles, because, I mean, why do you guys think Microsoft used Silksong from Hollow Knight Silksong instead of Halo or Minecraft while revealing their own handheld? The game isn't even out yet, and guess what? The internet went crazy over it. Not over the device, but over those tiny glimpses of Silksong. Why? Because indie games move the needle now. And the best part, they are cheap. You can buy a game less than $10 and play it for 1,500 hours, and you still have content inside of it that you can enjoy. Last week I bought a random Steam game called Peak for under $5, and honestly I enjoyed it more than most of the AAA games that have came out in the past few years. Now let's talk about the Western Front. Forever games. You know, the ones like Fortnite, League, Valorant, Roblox, Minecraft. These aren't games, these are ecosystems. Live service monsters designed to last forever, updated endlessly, monetized through skins, passes, and cosmetics. And for a small number of developers, this model prints money. Sure, most live service games crash and burn, but the ones that succeed, they rack in billions, and they last for decades. This changes everything. Back in the day, people would move from one big game to the next. Now, players pick a forever game and they stay. 5 to 10 years, maybe 15, sometimes longer. So when a new AAA game drops, it's no longer fighting for a share of all games or all gamers' attention. It's fighting for the silver of people not already glued to Fortnite. And trust me, that silver isn't as big as it used to be. Verse. Games like Fortnite and Roblox aren't just competing indirectly, they're literally building clones of your game inside their own platforms. Epic is out there making rhythm games, sandbox games, everything right inside Fortnite. And Roblox will just straight steal any type of game. You want to play a Mario game? Go to Nintendo's shop or just search Mario on Roblox and choose from the 10,000 bootlegs of varying degrees of brokenness. And yes, Nintendo sues everyone, but even they can't get this stuff taken down fast enough. If Nintendo can't stop it, no one can. AAA games have been bleeding in this war for a while, but this is an end, not for AAA games as a whole. What is dying though is the money equals success model. The throw everything at the wall and hope it sticks approach. That era, it's over. You can't just pour $200 million and expect it to work anymore. Now you got to earn your audience with creativity, with heart, with something actually good. You can't just buy your way to the top anymore. But unless you're making the same game 10 times in a row, that still seems to work somehow. Sony. And yeah, don't even get me started on how many AAA games have launched broken, unfinished states despite their enormous budgets. But hey, that's probably a rant for another video. AAA games used to be the game industry, but now they're just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. You've got indie games rising fast, forever games that never leave, and on a separate island entirely, mobile games, which revenue-wise are bigger than everything else combined. But mobile games are kind of their own beast, so they're like a microtransaction-fueled hellscape than anything truly part of this war. Still, their existence puts even more pressure on the AAA innovative, not just inflate. So yeah, if you're a AAA dev, be careful. You can only burn hundreds of millions of dollars on a failed project so many times before someone else takes your crown permanently. That was all for the video. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.